Alright, what's going on, guys? It's been a interestingly non-productive week for me. I got sick this week and it sucks because I usually just crash hard during the times that I'm sick. I only get sick once or twice a year, but when I do, it takes me out for 7 to 10 days, and it sucks because work backs up and just it's a mess. The good news while I'm sick is that I have tons of time to consume content. I get to read. I get caught up on all that kind of stuff. So I love that. But as far as delivering content for you guys, it's a struggle. One of my goals this year was to, not this year actually, probably the second half of this year, was to create daily content in a live format. So if you haven't checked out our Facebook lives that happen every single day on my branded channel, Erik brand channel, you should check those out. I try to deliver something awesome to you guys every single day, and that was my commitment this second half of this year. But what happened is I got sick and lost my voice and I can't talk, so it's just what it is. So this week went downhill, but for the most part I've been pretty consistent at it, which I love. So one of the videos that I was consuming this week was this guy named, I think his name's Eamon something, I can't remember. He teaches a couple courses about starting your own social media agency and about branding yourself, which is very similar to the content that we share. So I was kind of excited to see what he had to say about the subject. I'm always documenting my competition, right? And just seeing what they do and seeing what they're preaching and seeing how their audience receives that advice. And so anyway, he had a 10-minute video, and one of the things that he brought up in that, he said everybody, and he was generalizing obviously, but he said everybody wants to be their own boss. And while doing so, they think that they're not going to have to report to somebody anymore, right? And that they're going to just be the free agent, if you will, and just be able to do whatever they want and sleep in as much as they want, or work wherever they want, or travel wherever they want. And I totally get that. I think that the move to being an entrepreneur or self-employed or cutting that desk job is massive right now, because there's so many people who see this glamorous life that so many entrepreneurs live online, especially on Instagram, and they paint this picture like they're just living the laptop life on the beach, right? I know a ton of people in my own life who do that. So if you're watching this, no offense. Some days I'm jealous, but it's interesting to see what that picture's painted as. And the reason I think that people are drawn to that is, again, because they get to make their own shots, they get to call their own hours, they get to do what they want to do when they want to do it, right? And so that's kind of the image that these influencers are building. However, that's not all true, because as this guy, I think it's Eamon was saying, he's trying to teach people how to run their own marketing agency, right? And his point was that when you, or whoever the person is that's doing this, whenever they decide to run their own marketing agency, now instead of one boss that they're reporting to, like a normal W-2 job, now they have to report to 10 or 20 or 100 clients. So instead of having one boss, now they have 100. And that didn't get them any further ahead than they were before. And so instead of having one boss that you're reporting to during the week, and maybe you have set times where you talk to that person, like I've had desk jobs where I work for other people, right? And there's like a go-to time where you talk to that boss and you have to report and you have to deliver your stuff and you have deadlines that you have to meet. But now with 100 of these, they could be calling all hours of the day. They may not even live in your time zone. And now you have to deal with like worldwide clients who may be calling you at 2 a.m. They have breakdowns. They have stuff that comes up. They have issues that they need to go through and deal with. So did you really cut the boss out, or did you just create more work and more accountability for yourself? So yeah, maybe you don't have to show up to an office, at a building somewhere near you, and maybe you can work from your laptop and travel all over the world. But now, are you still tied to that laptop 24 hours a day? Are you tied to your cell phone 24 hours a day? I think that's one of the biggest complaints I hear from most people about today's technology, is that instead of being able to work just 8 to 5, and when people went home, like you had your home time, now the cell phones allow people to access you whenever they want, all the time, and they expect you to be there 24/7, and your clients will too. So is that really the direction that you want to go? And I think entrepreneurship right now is super popular. And for some reason, running your own digital marketing agency is like the thing everybody talks about online. It's crazy how many courses there are online to teach you how to start up an agency and how to get clients with little or no experience, right? Like that's the kicker. How are you going to go deliver amazing results for somebody when you don't have any experience doing it? And that's what they're trying to sell you on, is if you don't have an experience, I'll show you how to go get the clients and you'll figure it out from there. I actually had a conversation with somebody in a Facebook group this last week, I think, one of the days I couldn't talk, and he was going on and on about how if you have no experience and you're trying to run an agency and you're trying to get results for somebody, how is that possible? How are you ever going to get somebody results if you've never done this before? And you might stumble across something, or you might watch a YouTube video and get a couple ideas. But in the end, is that client paying you top dollar for something that you may not be able to deliver them? If that client shopped around and found a few other choices and saw what was really available, maybe they'll realize their dollar could go further. So just to kind of recap, I think that yes, the draw towards living a laptop life is amazing. And yes, traveling all over the world would be amazing. And I'm totally onto that. Like right now, it just wouldn't work for me with the age of my kids and where we are in life right now. Someday, though, I do want to travel and we'll make that work. But at the same time, am I willing to give up, I guess you could say, the luxury of accountability that I have to people? For me right now, we have a pretty solid team and we deliver incredible results. I'm creating a bunch of digital courses right now which can teach you, our prospective clients, on how to do things. I spend a lot of time one-on-one with clients, teaching them how to do things and coaching them and consulting on their business. What I've gotten away from, which is the reason why for this, is the do it for you mentality. We don't set up your website anymore. We don't run your social media ads for you anymore. We don't do really much for you except for teaching you how to do these things yourself. And what I found is that if you get to the point in your business where you need help with this stuff, great, like reach out to us and I'll show you how to do it. But the moment that I take that off your plate and do it for you, you're disconnected from it and you're not as passionate about it. You're not going to get the results that you want, and you're going to point the finger at either us or somebody else because those results aren't getting you, or you're not getting the results that you want. Not to say that it's not working or that it can't work. It's just that when you're not involved in the day-to-day mix of content creation and really strategizing about what message you're putting out there, you're not going to get the success that you're looking for. So we can help you train and hire a team to work with you, but in the end, you have to be the person that creates content. You have to be the message behind your voice and really get your message out there. So we can't avoid these things. But with the wrap up of entrepreneurship, I think before you quit your job, before you decide, the entrepreneurial life is what I'm looking to live, you got to make sure that that's really the lifestyle that you want. Again, do you want to be held accountable to 100 different people? Do you want to be a freelancer and have tons of different jobs all over the place and always be looking for more work? Or do you prefer the consistent paycheck that comes every single Friday because you're doing a job? Do you want one boss who might be a jerk sometimes, but at the same time steer you in the direction that they need you to go? So I'm not trying to talk you out of either one. I just want you to make sure you understand what you're getting into and know the business that you're in. And if you are chasing some entrepreneurial dream, are you doing it for the right reason? So that's my message for you this week. These blogs are getting interesting. The content's getting more deep, and hopefully you guys are able to follow along. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.